And welcome back to the Kiosk Presents. Today's joining us is Andrew Krasny. He's a technology and consumer trends expert. He's been seen on a whole bunch of different shows talking about technology, and he's here joining us today on the Kiosk Presents. Thank you so much for joining us, Andrew.
Thank you for having me on, Stephen. You know, with the amount of time we all spend on our cell phones, it's amazing that we can even find a few moments to research what phone and what plan is right for us. So I got to tell you, do your research, get all the facts before you make any single decision, and I got some game-changing advice for you.
Well, what type of phone do you use?
I'm using the Xperia Z, which I got through T-Mobile, which is a phone that I feel, to be honest with you, you're going to think I'm crazy, I feel like somebody actually designed a phone for me.
What operating, is it an Android phone?
It's an Android phone, and since you brought it up, I will tell you that I'm going to take this phone, there's no protective case on it, and I'm going to submerge it into water completely. And I'm going to leave it there during our entire interview, and that phone's going to come out of the water, and it's going to be the same phone that I put in there a few minutes ago. About a year and a half ago, I dropped a phone in the toilet, and I lost my contacts, and I lost years and years and years of photographs. Obviously, I've learned now that I've got to back my stuff up, but this phone can now withstand the elements. I can take it out in the rain. I can shoot a storm. I can take it out at night and use the HDR camera and not get all sorts of weird silhouettes and shadows. It's easy to use, the platform's easy, and the coverage is great.
Yeah, it's been years since I've had a very durable phone. I used to have an old brick of a phone, and I dropped it down 2 stories of stairs, and I was shocked that it still worked. But nowadays, with all the new tech they're shoving in it, a lot of them are getting more delicate as opposed to less.
They are, but what I like about this phone is that I don't have to put one of those cumbersome cases on it. I mean, obviously, if I'm going to take it river rafting, I'm going to want to put a case around it, so if I run into a rock or if a friend throws it and I miss the catch, I want it to be as protected as possible. But if I'm sitting at a meeting or if I'm interviewing a celebrity and I want to show her a picture of something, I want to pull out a sleek phone. I don't want to pull out a phone with scuba gear attached to it because I want to protect it when I'm doing dangerous things. So think about sleek and cool and the fact that this thing can withstand all sorts of weird situations.
All right, very cool. Now, what's the best way to get a good deal on a wireless plan?
Well, I'll tell you, this is a game changer. You can actually now get these great phones and these great plans without signing your life away and without signing a contract. So look for a no contract providing carrier. You can now enjoy the great phones that everybody are talking about, and there's a lot of them, but you don't have to sign that contract. And also, when you do commit to even a month-to-month or whatever plan that you're on, make sure that when they say unlimited data, that's what it means, unlimited data. If it says unlimited texting, make sure that you're not being charged these overages. You should know on the first day of the month how much your cell phone bill is going to be at the end of the month. So do not sign contracts anymore is a big piece of advice I'm very proud to give.
Now, with everyone switching over to cell phones, is it okay to get rid of your landline?
It is. You know, depending on the research shows that some alarms that are at houses require you to have a landline. So check with your alarm company if you have a security alarm on your house. But if nowadays most of them are saying it's okay to have a landline. If you live in a gated community and someone needs to call in, they can now call you on your cell phone. So you do not have to have that landline specifically. But here's something else that's kind of interesting to tell you about that. If you are like me and you want the latest and coolest new gadget and you want it right away, for $10 a month now, you can literally jump to a new phone twice a year without paying full price and without having to wait until you're eligible, which can take another 1.5 years or 2 years, where 2 or 3 technologies can pass you by and you're left out in the wind.
Who's running that plan?
T-Mobile.
Fantastic. So is that part of their jump plan?
Exactly. You can jump to a new phone, and it's about $10 a month, and you can jump to that new phone without all this weird stuff, you know, without people telling you, no, you can't have it yet, or paying full price. You pay full price for a phone, $699, $799, $899, without blinking an eye. And the fact that $10 a month, and whatever it adds up to, I got to tell you, I made the switch earlier this summer, and I'm still saving about half of my bill. I was getting $150, $160 bills.
Are there any new phones coming out that you're really looking forward to switching over to?
Well, I got to tell you, the Xperia Z is something that I just switched to at the beginning of the summer, and I am not going anywhere on it. I'm not going anywhere else right now. This is what I'm excited about. You know, of course, everyone's talking about the new iPhone. I'm not convinced yet. All those new colors isn't doing it for me. When I talk about technology, or when I hear about technology, I don't want someone telling me I can get it in blue and pink and purple and red. That's that's almost insulting to me. I want a phone that is something that I feel was designed for me.
Yeah, it's got the new colors, but it doesn't have the new statistics, the new processor, or anything like that. So it's not really worth it for the colors.
Not yet. I think that's designed for kids, to be honest with you. And if I want to add color to my phone, I'm going to go put a case on it. I'm going to go and get a $10 case at a discount store and throw it on there so I can have a red phone until I'm in a blue mood and I want to change it to blue. I don't want to. Can you imagine committing to 2 years to a pink phone and you decide in 3 days that you don't like pink anymore?
Definitely a big concern overall, especially when somebody wears, trying to match their phone with their fashion accessories.
Exactly. So don't be fooled. I'm not saying, listen, I'm a big fan of Apple and I'm not putting them down at all, but I would wait to see that. I haven't tried it yet, the new 5S. I'd like to wait and see it first before I make any comments about it publicly. But I'm a big fan of theirs. They're very innovative. But now I'm really happy to know that there is life out there that is just not Apple. There are major competitors out there who have stepped up their game and have brought something else different to the table.
Well, I'm definitely a big fan of everything that's been going on with Android and its development. Thank you so much for joining us today, Andrew, on the Kiosk Presents and talking to us about cell phones and especially about the experience. Is your phone still working?
It is. Look at that. It is still working completely. It's going on, and I would never talk to you about a phone that I wasn't 100% confident about talking about. So I will tell you right there, hey, go to trendchaser.com if you want to get more information about what we talked about today, or go to tmobile.com and they will hook you up.
All right, thank you so much for joining us once again on the Kiosk Presents.
Thanks a lot.